Hey everybody, welcome. This is Terry, and today I want to show you how to pass the interview and get the job without spending weeks trying to prepare and then wondering if your answers you gave were good enough. Now, I'm guessing that like many of you, you've done a job interview or two. And like most of you, you've probably failed more than you've succeeded at those interviews. And the first thing I want to mention is that it's okay. It's not your fault. It all happens. There's a lot of reasons why we would fail, and no matter how hard you try, how hard you prepare, is just you don't pass muster. So there's a lot of information out there, and even just having all of that information coming at you all at once can slow you down and can prevent you from being successful at the interview. So it's okay. Some of you may also feel like you're not ready for the interview. You don't know, you're not good at interviewing. So I want to put those fears at rest. You can do this. All you need is a structured framework that will help you answer the questions correctly in the right order with the right um, with the right steps, and then you just got to follow them and then get it done. Also, there's other things that kind of happen in this interviewing space. The many HR professionals, for example, will tell you that you need to follow their pretty much generic advice on how to answer those interview questions, and I'm here to tell you that they're wrong. They have the reasons for their answers, for the way they structure them. They work in the space. They kind of live in this interviewing area of their life. And a lot of the processes and the structures and the systems that they create are very good, and they're probably usually applicable for them and for the people in their industry. But for most jobs, the things that they give you, they really don't help you pass the interviews. Maybe they'll get you past the screener, but they rarely help you get the job. If you thought that there has to be a better way, to easier way to prepare for the interviews and to answer them, there has to be a better way to learn how to present yourself to the hiring managers. There has to be a better way to kind of do the interviews themselves. Then you're probably right. In the past, I've tried all the different ways, all the different methods. I've tried following that generic advice, and I've failed more than I've succeeded. And this is the reason why I had to develop a better process, a better framework to help me get the job and then pass the interview and get the job. And I want to share that framework, that process that I've developed with you here today. So I know that being confident and uh, being able to answer questions without stumbling, without panicking, without doing a lot of the ums and uhs and all of that kind of stuff. I know that's important. I know you want to impress the hiring manager right off the bat. So this is the framework that's going to help you do that. My goal for this presentation is to help two types of people. One is for those who are actively looking for a job, actively preparing for the interviews, and are starting the interview process. For those people, you will get the framework, you will get the questions and answers to help you make an immediate impact. You can learn, you can start preparing, and you can start impressing the hiring managers and getting to the next round of interviews. For those who are just thinking about looking for a job, this will be a refresher. This will be a refresher on the interview process, on what it takes to prepare and all of that. So it'll give you a leg up in case you get that impromptu call for a chat for whatever job. So in the next 10 minutes, my goal is to get you to believe that my Get the Job Toolkit framework is the key to you passing the interview and getting that job. I'm going to show you my proprietary framework, and I'll make it super simple for you to achieve that result. Like many of you, I've spent years in the corporate world, working doing software engineering, product management, and doing whatever you do for a long time will make you really, really good at what you do. And I was getting good at what I did, but it doesn't really make you good at the interviewing part, the part that gets you the job. You get good at the job, but you're not get good at actually getting the job. Interviewing is a completely separate process. We don't get paid to be interviewed. My job is to build software. Your job is to do whatever it is you do. We don't get paid for interviewing, and therefore it's not a skill that we practice every day. This kind of realization became clear to me a few years back when I got an opportunity of a lifetime. A few years back, I was pacing in my living room for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Kind of my mind was in a state of flow. I was thinking about the questions, preparing the answers, and the interview, I was going to have an interview in about 30 minutes. So I wanted to be kind of ready, going through all the different scenarios in my head. The interview was going to be with Amazon. Sort of happened on a whim. Working at Amazon, it's been like a dream. It's a super exciting place. Back in the day, everybody wanted to get in there. That's where everybody who's anybody wanted to work, and that's what I wanted too. But I really didn't believe that I was going to even get the interview, so I never really kind of thought too much about it. And, I didn't think I was going to get a look in. But, on a whim, I applied. It was just like, hey, there's a job at Amazon, so I'm going to submit my resume. I applied, not expecting anything, not expecting to hear a peep. I kind of went about my business, doing my work, applying for other jobs, living my life. Amazon completely out of my mind. Then one day I get an email. I look at it and it's from the Amazon recruiter wanting to set up a screener call with me. My heart started racing. Oh my God, Amazon wants to talk to me. That's exciting. So I read the email, I replied quickly, and then we set up a screener call. The screening went smoothly. The screener asked me a bunch of questions, basic questions, and it kind of explained the whole interview process, how many there were, and all of that stuff. And in the end, she gave me a link to a website with a bunch of resources to help me prepare for the interview. You see, Amazon, unlike everybody else, or many companies, wants their candidates to come prepared for the interview. So they give you all the things that you need to learn, need to know about the interviews, the questions, and all of that stuff, the type, the structure, and all that to you before the interview, giving you the ability to prepare and come prepared. So this is what I did. When the interview was scheduled, I dove in many days, learning all the answers, preparing, learned their STAR method for giving answers, the structure, and I thought I was ready. So when the day call came, by luck, the interviewer was a high-ranking Amazon manager. So the phone rang, I picked up, said hello. The interviewer said hello, and then she introduced herself, went over the role, the responsibilities, and what the interview was going to be like, and then we started the interview. So we spent about an hour or so talking, her asking questions, me answering, but about halfway through, I realized that I'm probably not going to get the interview. And one of the reasons why I was thinking that is just get this, the tone of the interviewer's voice, her voice was kind of giving me this vibe. And you get this feeling as when you do the interviews, like, yep, this is not going to work. It's not going to work for me. So when the interview was over, she asked me, if I had any questions, and I was like, what's the point? I don't need to ask any questions. And I was about to say no, but then I remembered a piece of advice that my friend gave me. See, a few months before this, I was complaining to my friend saying, hey, I'm doing all these interviews, but then I don't get any callbacks. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And then he asked me a question. He's like, did you ask for feedback? Ask for feedback? What is that? And he's like, you should ask for feedback to see what you were doing wrong so you can get better the next time. I'm like, oh, that's a smart piece of advice. And at this point, I remembered that piece of advice, and I said, yes, I do have one question. Would you mind giving me any feedback on my interviewing? I just want to get better the next time. She paused for a second and kind of thought about it, and then she said, you seem prepared, like you've studied, but your answers lack structure. They lack clarity, like they're all over the place. In Amazon, clear communication, clear structured communication is what's required. Her answer kind of changed my life. It made me understand like what I was doing wrong. I was preparing, I was doing all these things, but I didn't really have a good framework, a good structure. The preparation wasn't enough. You had to have some sort of process that you would follow, especially in most cases, like you have the questions, you have maybe the answers, but you really don't know why the interviewers are asking these questions. You don't understand what is the reason, what kind of answers that they're looking for. So that's also important to knowing how to answer what questions they're asking. So I needed that structure and I needed that system to help me nail that interview every single time. So this is what I did. I went and embarked on this learning process of trying to figure out how to get better in the interviews. And I wanted to I wanted to learn what questions were most common, how to answer them, why they ask those questions, how to answer them well, to deliver the information that the hiring managers were looking for. I also learned how to prepare myself mentally for the interviews, how to tell stories, how to behave myself, and most importantly, how to close the interviews. That's the key that I didn't have from before as well. So this is what I want to share with you in this toolkit. This is my system for nailing these interviews and getting the job. The system that I've developed over 40 plus interviews, probably more than that I've taken. The system that has helped me wow interviewers at every single step that I've done. And the system that has helped me get 2 6-figure job offers on the same day at the same time. That was just blew my mind. This system is simple. It's a quick overview of what it is. It has 3 steps. It's prepare, amaze, close. Prepare, the first step, is simple. It's the thing you do before the interview. You learn how to answer each question. You learn all the frameworks that for each all the common questions you should use. What the managers want. You also will get a lot of examples for each question so that you can get your creative juices flowing. So that's step 1. Step 2 is the amaze part, and this is during the interview you will learn how to greet the people, the interviewers when you walk in. You will learn how to tell stories, and you will also learn what not to talk about in the interview. Finally, the last part is about closing. What kind of questions to ask to make sure that you stay on their mind after the interview, how to write the follow-up emails and the templates for it, and what to do if you got rejected. The rejection is not the end of the line. There's something after that. You can take advantage of it. So I took all these steps and I put them into a Get the Job Toolkit product. So when you get this product, so I wanted to give you a quick overview of what happens when you get this product. You'll be able to cut your preparation time in half, probably more. Everything is laid out for you. It took me days, weeks to collect all that information. It will take you at max 2 hours to read through it and maybe another 2 or 3 hours to prepare. You'll be able to walk into the interview with confidence. You will be able to impress the hiring managers with your knowledge, your communication, your skills, and your attitude. You'll know exactly how to deliver all of that so that they understand who you are. And you'll be able to close the deal. You'll be able to get the job ahead of everybody else. So when you buy this product, you're going to get instant access to this Get the Job Toolkit, the total value of $888. Here's what you're going to get. So you'll get the Prepare Toolkit, the first tool, total value of $397. You will learn how to structure answers, the 8 core interviews and questions and their variations. You will learn how to do the research on the company and the people. You will learn how to prepare yourself mentally for the interview so you come in there strong. The Amaze Toolkit, total value of $197. You will learn how to begin the interview to make an immediate first impression. You learn how to tell stories, the storytelling framework, so you capture their attention and you hold it. You will learn which topics to avoid so that you don't destroy your interviews with one wrong word or one wrong sentence. Finally, the Close Toolkit, total value of $197. You will learn how to leave a positive, lasting impression that lasts you for a long time so that they remember you and only you instead of the other candidates. You will learn how to follow up after the interview. You will also learn what to do if you get rejected to keep the conversation going. Finally, you will also get the bonus guides, total value of $97, and these are just quick reference things so you can just look at before the interview, kind of to memorize what you need to do, a quick refresher, all in one place. You will learn guides on negotiation, conversation mastery, interview mistakes, also what kind of soft skills they're looking for. So you'll be able to, when you structure your answers, you'll be able to kind of make the answers a little bit more effective. and much more. And that's the toolkit. So let me ask you a question. If you got all of this information structured and ready to apply immediately, all in one package, how much would you pay for it? How much would you pay for if you to make sure that you pass the interview, to make sure that you get that six-figure job? Now, I could charge you $888 for this. There's a lot of information packed in, a lot of useful information that you won't find online, and if you do, it's all over the place, all combined into this one easy to use, easy to understand, easy to follow product. I could charge you $888, but that would set you back, and that would be a terrible thing to do, especially now, especially if you're looking for a job and the money's tight, and especially in this economy. So I don't want that. So I'm going to give you a special deal. Because you already spent this time with me and you've proven to me that you are willing to work hard and get this result, I'm willing to give you a special offer. I'm going to give you all of these tools, all these guides that you need to prepare for the interview and get the job for $27. That's it, $27. Does that sound like a fair deal? I hope it does. So don't wait too long. Buy the toolkit. It's below right now. Now, if you're still thinking, you're still wondering, should I get it, should I not? I'll give you my 14-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee deal. If you get the toolkit, you read through it, all of it, and you say that, I know all of this, I don't have any value, this is not useful information, email me and I will give you your money back, your full refund. And you get to keep the toolkit. If this doesn't convince you to get the toolkit, I don't know what else will. So let me ask you one last time. Do you want to take half as much time to prepare for interviews? Do you want to pass the interviews? Do you want to get the job? If you do, then go and get the toolkit. That's it. Thank you.